The following program may contain elements not suitable for all ages. Performances are conducted by trained professionals. Viewer discretion is advised.
Today on NEW Evolved, we have the Republic Rumble to crown the inaugural NEW Interprovincial Champion. No friends, only enemies, as it's every man for himself in this special over-the-top elimination match.
I'm joined today by Psycho Mitch. We're going to have a conversation, ask a few questions about how he feels about this upcoming contest. So, Mr. Psycho, are you excited about this upcoming event? Okay. So what is your strategy? Do you happen to have a plan to maybe ally yourself with any of the other contestants? No, I guess not. Alright, so yes.
Good day, fans, and welcome to NEW Evolved. It's Todd Winters here, and my oh my, the pleasure is all mine today as I'm joined in the booth by the one and only John Biz. How you doing today, Mr. Biz?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you very much for that very warm introduction,
you
Mr.
deserve
Winters.
it. You deserve it.
And might I add, it is actually my pleasure to be sat with such a talented individual in the booth.
Oh my goodness, thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Biz. And here we are today to crown the inaugural Interprovincial Champion here in New Evolution Wrestling. And we got a barn burner starting here between the Hellraiser and Psycho Mitch, drawing numbers 1 and 2 here in the Republic Rumble, and they are not holding back on one another.
No, there's certainly no love lost between the Hellraiser and Psycho Mitch. And for the luck of the draw for these two to be number 1 and 2 and have to go through pretty much the rest of the roster while tearing each other apart, I'm not sure how well that's going to work in. The longer this goes, clearly both of them will be at a disadvantage.
And look at this, right away to the outside in a battle royal. It's not very often you see that. And these two, I mean, this war has been going on for months, and these two just can't get enough of one another.
Well, we knew even with the battle royal rules being going over the top, you need to go over the top rope and both feet need to hit the floor in order to be eliminated. The ring wasn't going to be able to contain Hellraiser, Justin Law, and Psycho Mitch, and it spilled out onto the floor as these two brawling experts are really putting on a show here.
Here they go back into the ring now, and an absolutely vicious chop to the face there. Vicious. You can see Psycho Mitch there just laying in to the Hellraiser, holding nothing back.
Psycho Mitch is such a big, brutal man that I really don't think there's anybody in this organization that can really go toe-to-toe with him. Although recently Hellraiser Justin Locker's been showing me that the kid's got a lot of guts.
He's got more guts than brains, that's for sure. I've said it a million times. He's an absolute wingnut. He's in the ring, he's uncontrollable, and he'll take it to anybody. He has absolutely no fear.
And there you go, just more of his unconventional fighting style. on display there as he hits Psycho Mitch with a big headbutt and looking to eliminate Psycho Mitch now.
It's too early, and Psycho Mitch is just too big. Psycho Mitch is the type of wrestler, if you've got him in this battle royal type situation, you need multiple men working together to try and get him over the top rope.
Well, unfortunately, right now, that's not a situation that Justin Locke finds himself in. He's in there one-on-one against the big monster.
And I think we're just about to have another entrant here in the Republic Rumble. Let's see who it's going to be. And we've got Sheik Aziz here making his entrance as number 3 in the Republic Rumble arrives on the scene.
And as of recently, Sheik Aziz and Psycho Mitch have formed some
And look
type
at this here! Oh my goodness, Sheik Aziz almost eliminated. And you see referee Justin Cricker there on the scene to make sure that both feet did not hit the floor.
I got to admit, Mr. Winters, Justin Crickard in the perfect position that time to ensure that Sheik Aziz had not tried to get back in the ring after being eliminated.
That's true. It wouldn't certainly be beneath Sheik Aziz, but hey, you do what you gotta do. And poor Sheik, I've said it once, I'll say it again. Just disadvantaged here in NEW, picked on by the office, given no opportunities. But he's ready to show today, despite his partnership with Psycho Mitch in recent months, that it's every man for himself when the Interprovincial title's on the line.
Well, let's talk about that for a second, Todd, because at the end of the day, we started talking about where it's going to take numbers to get the big bad Psycho Mitch out of the ring. Number 3 comes out, and it's a man that Psycho Mitch has formed an alliance with since the beginning of New Evolution Wrestling. And here we go, we see the numbers game here now as Sheik Aziz and Psycho Mitch start working over Justin Locke, choking him on that rope. There is no 5 count. The referee can't do anything. This is smart thinking on their part.
It is. You would expect them to team up and work together, but I bet you my bottom dollar at the end of the day, when the end of the Rumble rolls around, if these two are still in the ring, they're going to go toe-to-toe.
At the end of the day, you are 100% correct. This is for the brand new NEW Interprovincial title, and that's going to mean more than any alliance to anybody that's involved in this battle royal.
See Mitch with a rare miss there, and just Locke. He can't handle the numbers game here, and he's and you see Sheik Aziz, Locke's in trouble there, hanging on for dear life over the top rope.
Here we go, and just could not capitalize on that.
And look at this as we see number 4 in the ring, the mysterious Loco from Guadalajara, Mexico.
This is amazing. This is absolutely a feather in the cap for New Evolution Wrestling, actually being able to bring in international sensation Loco. He's gotten a lot of attention in the maritime provinces recently, and I understand that his flight got stuck here, which is why we ended up actually being able to book him for the Rumble.
And just like that, Loco, the sensation, is dumped directly out of the ring as the combo of Psycho Mitch and Sheik Aziz work together to dispose of the legend. And as you see there, referee Justin Cricker trying to attend to Loco as he hides under the announce table.
And again, there's that number game. Alliances have been formed leading in to this Rumble, and Sheik Aziz and Psycho Mitch are executing their game plan perfectly. Work together, eliminate everybody else, let it come down to the 2 of them, and then at the end of the day, may the best man win.
Sheik Aziz, I've seen him do this more than once in this Battle Royal type situation. Rolls out under the rope, bides his time, really picks his spots. And he's a veteran of the game here in the Newfoundland scene, so I'm not surprised. And we see Mitch and Aziz here teaming up to try and eliminate the Hellraiser. He's barely hanging on, fans, and we'll be right back as we gotta head to a commercial break. Stay tuned. And we're back here on NEW Evolved as the Wild Thing Tony King makes his way into the ring. And during the break, you see Bradley Guthrie there in the ring, along with the Wild Thing Tony King, Psycho Mitch, Sheik Aziz, and the Hellraiser Justin Locke managed to hang on and is still in the Republic Rumble.
And as you can see, Todd Winters, New Evolution Wrestling spared no expense by bringing in a couple of surprises. Bradley Guthrie as well as Loco have both been around the Maritimes and staples at one point in time in Newfoundland wrestling history. And here they are this afternoon, this evening, for the Republic Rumble.
And Bradley Guthrie, a close personal friend of Todd Winters, looking absolutely jacked here today, ready to take it all in the Interprovincial title. I think is going home with Mr. Guthrie.
He certainly has just as good of a chance as anybody else. And you also have to think, these wild card draws that nobody knows about, these surprises, nobody's had time to prepare for them. Justin Locke knew he was going to be in the ring with Psycho Mitch. He knew that the Predator, Sheik Aziz, was going to be there as well. He's had time to prepare, just like Tony King. But nobody expected Bradley Guthrie to be here this afternoon.
Bradley Guthrie ready to put the power on display, picking up the wall thing. Big vertical suplex here in the middle of the ring.
Really showcasing that power game that he's planning on using to eliminate everybody else. Oh, wait a minute. Sheik Aziz has Bradley Guthrie in a little bit of trouble here.
Certainly has him in a compromising position.
And over on the other side, we see the battle that started it all. We have Psycho Mitch still trying to eliminate Justin Locke, while Justin Locke is holding on for dear life.
Certainly an amazing feat. Numbers 1 and 2 still in there going toe-to-toe. They haven't let up the entire time they've been in the ring.
Also notice...
Oh, shoot. Psycho Mitch, sorry, there with a beautiful big boot on Bradley Guthrie, laying him out completely. As we see Sheik again here as Locke whips him into the corner.
And Matt Burns has now joined the fray. Tony King back in the ring. And Matt Burns being taken to task by the King of Kings.
Certainly, Matt Burns has had moderate success here in New Evolution Wrestling. I'm looking for something out of Matt Burns yet. I think I'm hearing rumblings that he's looking to join into the tag team ranks to go after the tag team titles that will eventually be brought in here to New Evolution Wrestling.
Well, you know what they say, Todd. A change is as good as a rest sometimes. And it's always great to take some time back and reinvent yourself. And I think that kind of a change would serve young Matt Burns very well.
Certainly, I can't disagree with you there. Why would I? A brilliant man such as yourself. Pleasure to have you here in the booth today, Mr.
Absolute
Bates.
pleasure to be here.
Perfect, that's perfect. All right, fans, let's see. Sheik Aziz once again playing the smart route, ducking out of the ring under the bottom rope, I believe. And a beautiful double suplex there as Burns and Guthrie managed to get the big man up. You could feel the ring shake here in the booth from that devastating double suplex.
And look, you see the temporary alliances forming and dissolving just as quickly as a blink of an eye, as Sheik Aziz was choking out Hellraiser Justin Locke, and Matt Burns came over to put the pain on him.
And now we see on the scene a newcomer here to New Evolution Wrestling, young TJ Taylor, making his debut in the Republic Rumble here tonight.
TJ Taylor showing up in New Evolution Wrestling is absolutely fantastic for this youngster. He's had some exposure in New Brunswick, as well as some moderate success here on the island as well. I'm very impressed with what this kid can do. Complete acrobat, goes 100 miles a minute. He's another one to definitely keep your eye on.
Certainly, and he's getting introduced to New Evolution Wrestling by the Hellraiser, as Hellraiser rips the shirt off him and delivers some vicious knife-edge chops, And you can see a little miscue there from Guthrie.
Bradley Guthrie now.
And
Was it really a miscue though, Todd, or was it just taking advantage of a situation?
Certainly, I can't see why not. And you see Bradley Guthrie just laying waste, tossing around the youngster here, the young rookie.
And here we go.
Guthrie's and lands on the apron.
Psycho Mitch with that big choke slam off of the apron.
That was absolutely vicious, down onto the ground. Absolutely annihilating Bradley Guthrie. And Psycho Mitch and Justin Locke, I can't believe it, numbers 1 and 2 still going strong. And we've narrowed the field down now. We've got TJ Taylor, Tony King, and Locke and Mitch still going strong.
On the outside, we can see Sheik Aziz looks like he was moving some furniture.
You see the entrance here of Bulldog Brandon Hines as he goes straight after the Wall Thing. That would be a fantastic matchup to have here in New Evolution Wrestling.
I think that would be one for the ages. The Bulldog has, again, been around Newfoundland wrestling for a very, very long time. This kid was trained in Ontario, has worked for various promotions in Ontario as well. A well of experience and just that in-your-face smash-mouth style that just complements him so well.
And a vicious super kick from the Wall Thing Tony King there, absolutely laying waste to the House of Fire. That was Bulldog Brandon Hines as he came into the ring. And I have to agree with you about the Bulldog. He's a workhorse in the ring. He just surprises me every time I see him. He pulls out different moves out of his repertoire that I don't expect to see from a man of that size and stature.
That's right. And here you can see Tony King thought he was going to be smart there that time, and it was a smart strategy. Grip onto that bottom rope, hold on to it for everything it's worth. What do we have going on here?
TJ Taylor holding on for dear life, manages to skin the cat back into the ring there.
And Psycho Mitch and Hellraiser Justin Locke finding each other again in the ring. These two men have to be so tired right now.
Can you believe that choke slam that Psycho Mitch delivered to Bradley Guthrie, crushing Matt Burns down on the floor? Unbelievable.
The power on display by Psycho Mitch every time he comes out to ringside is absolutely disgusting.
TJ Taylor here looking to work over Bulldog Brandon Hines. Impressive showing for the young rookie here today in his debut.
And again, Sheik Aziz sneaking in when nobody's looking, picking the bones of Tony King.
Certainly, Sheik Aziz is playing a very smart game here today in his effort at the Republic Rumble. And you can see he just manages to hang on for dear life. Very impressive. He's having a great showing here today. And you can see he's rolled to the outside. And Matt Wheeler arrives on the scene and welcomes Sheik Aziz with a boot to the face. And he's laying waste to the Wild Thing Tony King here. A House of Fire, Matt Wheeler. Dynamite Davis's little buddy. I got to throw that in there. I'm still waiting for that change of heart. I'm still waiting for Matt Wheeler to show me something that I know is in there.
Well, as talented as this kid is, he's not going to go anywhere in New Evolution Wrestling as long as he's concerned about his friends, and as long as he's concerned about the peons, and as long as he's okay with living in the shadow of that hypocrite, Dynamite Dylan Davis.
That's right, Biz. That's right. I agree 110% here today. This is going well.
I like this.
I like this much more than when that Canning guy is here. He's terrible. No, he's terrible.
Okay.
All right, cool. Let's continue with this here today.
And here we go. Tony King and Bulldog trading punches in the center of the ring. I'm not sure how well that's going to work for Tony. Tony is as tough as they come, but Bulldog's power game is just unprecedented.
Certainly, Bulldog Brandon Hines is he's a tough man to take off his feet, and you can see. But what can you do when there's the 6'5", 6'6" Psycho Mitch standing there next to you?
That's right. Again, pretty much probably one of the only guys on the roster. Oh my God! Chain of super kicks. One from Tony on the Sheik Aziz, and then Hellraiser out of nowhere.
Have you ever seen Hellraiser Justin Locke deliver a super kick? I've never seen that in the years I've been watching him perform in the ring. Unbelievable.
And this is part of what makes Hellraiser so dangerous. He has so many weapons in his arsenal that he can actually hit you with just about anything.
Very, very impressed here today with Hellraiser Justin Locke showing, as well as numbers 1 and 2 and 3 still remain in the ring as the field narrows as we reach the climax here of the Republic Rumble. We can see who's up next. We've got Dynamite Dylan Davis, and here we go. You certainly no love lost between Davis and King, and they are laying into one another.
And here we go. I just want to point out, Dynamite Dylan Davis jumped in that ring and went directly for Tony King. He didn't get up and check on his buddy Matt Wheeler. Wheeler's been in there for a couple of minutes now. He's one of the smaller competitors in there. I'm not saying the guy doesn't have a chance. I'm just saying he was getting lambasted by some big dudes like Locke and Mitch.
Up and over, Dynamite Davis here, and what? Oh my goodness, Dynamite Davis eliminated just like that. What a shock here today on NEW Evolved, and the Wall Thing's looking to gloat.
Is that really a shock, though? Oh, wait. Now, come on.
That's nefarious. I don't agree, and the Wild Thing's eliminated, and we'll be right back. And fans, we're back here on NEW Evolved with the Republic Rumble, and can you believe what happened before the break? The surprising elimination of Dynamite Davis, followed by the Capital City Saints aligning to eliminate the Wild Thing Tony King in underhanded fashion.
Absolute collusion by Dynamite Dylan Davis and Matt Wheeler. I'm starting to think that this was less about winning the Republic Rumble for Dylan and more about making sure that Tony King, the King of Kings, could not win it.
Certainly have to agree with you there. And we see Blake Maxwell has arrived on the scene. One of your personal favorites, Mr. Biggs.
Ah, my newest client, Blake Maxwell. This guy has a ton of potential. The thoroughbred who's been trained by Lance Storm. This guy has a ton of potential. I can't wait to see the great things that we're going to do in New Evolution Wrestling.
I couldn't agree more. He's fantastic. He's fantastic.
And look, now he's really laying into Justin Locke there, taking advantage of the fact that there is no mandatory 5 count. Choke him out, Blake, baby. Choke him out.
Certainly applying an extra bit of leverage there with the hands on the ropes. And who do we have coming to the ring now? We have our final entrant in the Republic Rumble, Max Power, looking to make an impact here today.
Max Power, another veteran of Newfoundland wrestling and another man who's had some exposure in several promotions across Canada now. Super talented. I've had the pleasure of working with Max Power over the past several years. Always had my eye on him, but could never do a deal with this man to become one of my clients. It's a real shame.
It is a real shame. He's a very talented individual, but he just needs to see the light, I guess, Mr. Biz.
And eventually, time, place, and opportunity will ensure that we cross paths again. And next time, hopefully, he's a little bit smarter.
Well, I would love to see that. And here we are down to the final, it looks like 7 competitors here. We still have Hellraiser, Justin Locke, and Psycho Mitch going strong. Sheik Aziz barely hanging on. Wheeler and Maxwell laying waste to one another, as well as the Bulldog and Max Power going toe-to-toe in the corner there. Ooh, and a vicious clothesline eliminates Wheeler. What a beautiful move by Blake Maxwell, the thoroughbred.
That was fantastic. He knew what was coming. He knew that Wheeler was going to go for that enziguri kick, cut him off at the pass, the big clothesline right out on the apron. Wheeler had nowhere to go but the floor.
Certainly, and a fresh body in the ring, a fresh mind. He's got his wits about him. So, Wheeler's been in there for a little bit, likely worn down, but a beautiful move nonetheless by Maxwell to take out the youngster.
There we go. Blake Maxwell showing off his resilience there as Max Power attempted to eliminate him.
Sheik Aziz barely hanging on. That's been the story here. If he hasn't been hiding, he's been barely hanging on, but it's worked nonetheless.
And it's worked to Psycho Mitch's advantage, as every single time Justin Locke starts to get the upper hand whenever they touch, Sheik Aziz is there to cut him off.
Certainly. Definitely an arrangement, man, and you can see, just as I make the comment, and Justin Locke with a vicious slap to the back of the Sheik. And he's still fighting off these two.
And look at Blake Maxwell. Nobody's watching him. This is your biggest concern. You need to have eyes in the back of your head, especially when the thoroughbred is in there. You never know what he's going to be able to do. Big splash on Psycho Mitch there that time.
And just out of the corner of our screen there, the Bulldog's been eliminated due to Max Power dumping him up and over there in the corner. A nice elimination.
That was a very beautiful elimination by Max Power that time. And wait. Come on, Max. No, you guys still have 2 huge competitors there in number 1 and 2, Mitch and Justin Locke. Why are you attacking Blake Maxwell?
Didn't quite get all of it there. Max Power looking for a clothesline to maybe send him over the ropes. Looking to telegraph something here, or is he changing his mind to listen to what you were saying and everyone focus on the monster that's left in the ring and get rid of him first?
There we go. Did you see how smart Blake was when Max Power botched on that clothesline elimination attempt? Oh, who was that?
The Hellraiser, even coming in at number 1 there, dumps your latest client, Blake Maxwell, Mr. Biz. Certainly not the showing you were hoping for. And there goes Max Power. He's over, barely hanging on. The Hellraiser laying in wait. What's he waiting for? He should just dump him.
I don't understand.
Oh, and Sheik Aziz outsmarts him with a quick little maneuver there. And Mitch absolutely lays waste.
A low baseball slide drop kick from the monster, Psycho Mitch. When do you see these things?
I know, the super kick from the Hellraiser, the baseball slide from Psycho Mitch. Certainly
We're down to the final 3 here.
And there goes Sheik Aziz over, finally. And Psycho Mitch from behind dumps the Hellraiser. Oh no, he manages to hang on. He's on the apron.
Oh, here we go. Oh, he misses with the big boot.
What's going to happen here, Biz? Both men on the apron.
Both men out on the apron. This is so dangerous, and this is the final elimination.
Hellraiser barely hanging on. Psycho Mitch barely able to hang on. A rake to the eyes by Psycho Mitch. A big boot. And down goes the Hellraiser. Psycho Mitch is your inaugural NEW Interprovincial Champion. Wow, what a fantastic Republic Rumble here today on NEW Evolved.
That has to be one of the most impressive Rumbles I have ever seen. New Evolution Wrestling should be proud of its new champion, the new Interprovincial Champion, Psycho Mitch.
And Sheik Aziz looks on here, stepping back into the ring. Psycho Mitch crowned, has the title in hand. What's going to happen here? Is there some congratulations, Sheik taking the title? What's this all about?
I don't know if I'd be so quick to do that if I was working with a man like Psycho Mitch.
Returns it back to Sheik, and there you see, at the end of the day, Sheik Aziz applauds Psycho Mitch's efforts, despite being a bit disappointed with the loss. Wonder what lies next for this tag team. Perhaps some dissension in the ranks. We'll have to see. Thank you for joining us today on Evolved.
New Evolution Wrestling would like to thank the following supporters: Greco Pizza, Torbay Road; Adam Tucker Photography; TPI Travel Agent Kayla Gavin; EJ Krams Home Hardware; The Hub Printing and Catering; JC's Entertainment.